Let's get it. Now, I tried. Y'all witnessed that I tried. I tried not to go in on this lady. I tried to let a lot of this stuff go, but Robyn keeps poking her head out and keeps poking the bad jack. So now this week in this episode, I'm talking about Robyn. We going in heavy. I'm one of these days, I'm going to have to get me one of them chef's hats because I'm fitting to cook her ass. All right. Now, before we get into it, couple announcements. First, I'm wearing the blue for Todd McSweeney for Movember month. Movember is a movement to recognize or at least bring awareness to male issues or men's issues like prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and instances where gentlemen decide to delete themselves or take themselves off the chessboard. Now, this is important for guys to go down and make sure that you stay on top of your checkups. There's nothing manly about leaving the earth early, departing from your kids, and leaving your wife or your loved ones estranged and lonely without you and without your presence. So make sure you take care of yourself. When it comes to going down and getting that check, I understand it's unpleasant. You know, when you're not in jail and somebody's trying to pick your prison pocket, it's not the most, it's not the thing that you look forward to. But fellas, we got to do it. Also, Vixen, big shout out to you. I will be wearing purple to recognize Epilepsy Awareness Month, which is November, talking about people with epilepsy and people who suffer from that. So I will be wearing purple, so you will be seeing me in the purple soon. Now, for those who just tapped in, make sure you hit that like button. Give me the thumbs up. Let me know you're digging what I'm doing. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? It's easy to do. It helps the channel out. It helps me out. And hey, who doesn't want to help a brother out? So go ahead and give me that HBO special, which stands for Help a Brother Out Special. By clicking the subscribe button, ringing the bell for notifications, you'll be notified when I drop videos just like this, as well as when I go live. Now, let's get it. Now, last week, we had an opportunity to watch Robyn and the family get together probably for the first time in some cases almost 10 months to a year as a group, and they got together so that they could do a gender reveal for Mykelti and Tony, her husband Tony, for their twins. Now, obviously this was a little while ago because the twins have been born. We already knew what they were. They got Mykelti sitting there with a pillowcase shoved up her shirt. Everybody lost weight. Like, it looks so ridiculous. Like somebody's being fooled. Oh my gosh, you think she's pregnant again? That's the only thing you could guess from that whole little scene that they've been running on TLC. Because apparently TLC thinks we're on Nimrods. Now, with that being said, they all get together and they do the whole, I'm not sure how everybody's going to take me. And there were 3 points in this segment where, you know, it was Cody, then it was Robyn, and then Robyn's kids. And Cody, he probably had the most reasonable response. Like, you don't know how people are going to take you. You fighting with half the people on the screens. You don't get along pretty much with anybody. You don't talk to none of your kids. Your wives you're on the outs with. The only wife that you got is the one sitting next to you. And you don't talk to anybody else. And the only people who really want you there is Tony and Mykelti. Hey, it's the guest of honor. They get to choose. That's their business. And this is what Cody had to say. We'll go through that first.
Well, I'm pretty nervous. I haven't had a really positive experience with some of my children. I'm just going in, like this is about Tony Mykelti and babies, you know.
And that's not unrealistic. This is probably one of the first times you'll hear me say that about Cody altogether, that he's not being unrealistic, he's not being unfair, that he's finally kind of balancing himself out. This isn't really your place. This isn't your time to shine. So yeah, sit there and try to play low key, blend in with the wall or whatever the case may be, so you don't draw too much attention to yourself. I know it was difficult for Cody because, you know, after all,
I was a polygamist. It's all ego, baby.
So I know he has his own struggles. So I get that. I respect that. Okay, fine. You want to play it back. Now, when you look at the big mix of everything, Christine was with her kids out there celebrating the whole reveal. Cool. She was helping out. She was helping with her granddaughter. She was helping Mykelti and Tony. Cool. Janelle was there. Maddie was even there with her daughter. And Garrison, not Garrison, I'm sorry, Gabe. Garrison was missing. Gwendolyn. You had Logan. Hadn't seen Logan and his fiance in a long time, or his wife now. You also had Aspen. A whole room full of folks. Everybody's excited. The one thing that I did notice was, didn't they just have an argument, a whole blowout, because Robyn was upset that they wouldn't do a Zoom call because her kids don't recognize none of the older kids. And it hurt her and it hurt her family so much. My kids, think of the children and all that. Remember that? Where were the kids at? Now, I understand that Garrison and some of the other people may not have been able to attend because, people's schedules are busy. And, even though this is an important moment, people got work and things like that. I get it. But all 5 of Robyn's kids, none of her kids who live in the house with Robyn, because she was filming at her home, none of them came down to say, hey guys, what's up? Hey family. Hey brothers and sisters. Hey moms. Hey ones I miss. Hell, this is from McKelty, the one that they supposedly get along with. This is for Tony, the one that they supposedly respect so much, and Tony's on their Patreon defending Cody and telling people that they don't understand what's going on, which is his business. That's his point of view. That's his perspective. He's closer to the situation than I am. Okay, it is what it is. He's entitled to that. But I'm just saying, bro, take a look around. None of the people that you're supposedly sitting there defending are showing up for you at your time, at your special events. Now, you can make the argument that, hey, it's not a safe place for the kids because the other mothers are present, but their mom is present. Their dad is present. So they can't sit there with their parents because these other people might make them uncomfortable. And if that's the case, what are you teaching your kids? That the world has to be comfortable and safe for you? Like, that's unreasonable. There's going to be people who you have to deal with who you don't like. There are going to be people who you genuinely have to work with. Everything that you have is tied to this job or this position or whatever you need to do. Everybody's had that job. And there's somebody on that job you can't stand their ass. It's a celebration day when they call out or they call out sick. Or if you find out they putting in resignation papers, you walking through the hall dancing and singing, because you don't like their asses. But if it comes down to it, your boss don't give a shit whether you get along with them or not. They give you an assignment. They expect the assignment to get done. They expect the work to get done. They don't care whether you get along or not. I don't care whether you guys go out and celebrate, your birthdays with each other. You show up to each other's houses for barbecue. You go to a happy hour after everything is done. What I care about is you making sure that the work and objectives that we have set forward at this workplace are completed and finished by the end of the workday or meet the deadline. That's what they care about. So you teaching them life skills. And that's one of the benefits of having these big, huge families. You have different personalities and you learn to navigate different social situations. So you didn't have none of your kids there, not the little ones. You didn't even have the adult children there because Cody and Robyn have adult children. They have adult children. Notice that I don't think Savannah was there either, but whatever the case may be. Okay, fine. Maybe they were busy. They had stuff going on. The little ones, they probably had full-time jobs, because they had money problems. Little Solomon there drinking beers and smoking cigars, talking about how tough his life is. And that's fine. But let's take a listen to what Robyn had to say. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the whole time, Robyn has been presenting herself as the consummate victim. And it's not just because she's trying to endear herself to her family, she's also trying to endear herself to the audience. Because like it or not, the TLC producers are under a lot of pressure to develop new shows. Because this TLC sister wife thing, the polygamy propaganda program is dying on the vine. So they have to come up with new concepts and new shows for them to be able to roll out if they want to keep these cast of characters. And I think that Cody and Robyn's entire desperate rehabilitation of their image is tied into the idea that they're going to be able to get their own show. As it stands right now, who here is watching the Robyn and Cody show? I don't even know what they would have a show about. Because once the victims leave, the only thing they can really do is eat each other. And to be honest with you, I don't know how interesting that's going to be. Because all it's going to be is Cody trying to be nasty to Robyn, but how nasty can Cody really be to Robyn? And then Robyn, of course, she can be nasty to Cody because I don't know if she really genuinely cares about Cody that deeply. I don't know. Maybe she do, maybe she don't. But as the money and stuff starts to go, a lot of that luster that she has towards Cody, get what I said? I said luster. Get it? A lot of that luster that she has for Cody is going to start to dull and fade. And then you're just left with the man, the husk of a man that you used to be attracted to. So I don't know how long that's going to last. Will it be interesting to watch? Maybe, but I doubt it. Because it would take too long for it to unfurl. One, two, Robyn, there's no way in the world Robyn's going to go from the home wrecker to the gold digger, even though she's pretty much a gold digger as is. But she's not going to confirm it in future shows, so we're not going to see that. But let's take a listen to what Robyn's reaction was when it came to McKelty's news and how she saw her presence in this video call. Let's take a listen.
I'm hoping that them seeing Cody and I and our smiles and like our encouragement will help them to realize that I'm not the bad guy.
Now, how many people, when you heard her saying that, I guess in my mind, like you hear people say things and you kind of are expecting the conversation or the statement to go one way, and then when it goes a totally different other way, you just kind of sitting there and you say to yourself, what? What did you say? That's where I found myself with this whole situation. As Robyn was talking about it, I'm hoping that the kids and everybody, they see our smiles and they'll see, that we're like having this great time. And I'm hoping that they realize that we're fun and that, we're really excited to be here and it won't be any weirdness in the situation. And we could come back as a family and maybe we could get together at some point as a family and just do something so that we can start to bond and heal some of these relationship ties that we have. Nope, that's not what happened. Hell no. What Robyn basically said is, I want to manipulate these people into thinking that it's not on me. She didn't even say anything about Cody, which lets me know where she is. This is what I was talking about earlier. This lets me know where she is. She didn't say, I want the family to realize that it's not me and Cody or that we're not to blame. She said specifically, I want them to think it's not me. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm innocent. That's problematic. That's terrible. It ain't me, it's him. He's an evil person. And again, that goes back to the thing I had said a while ago. Like if I was Cody's friend, I would be telling him to start watching out because you're kind of rounding that corner where Robyn is realizing that you're the villain, that you're going broke, that you guys are selling all your shit off. And it's not, pretty soon you're going to start reaching onto them walls and start pulling paintings off the walls to start trying to pay bills. And then you're going to start going in the jewelry cabinets where Robyn has her expensive jewelry and you have your watches and you have your expensive trinkets and things. And you're going to start selling those. And once a lot of that stuff starts coming off the walls and starts turning up missing and her favorite items and her, my diamonds, where my pearls at? We won't go there. But when you start to lose a lot of that stuff, then again, that luster starts to come off Cody, and then she's going to turn on him, and then everything that everybody's been saying, she's going to jump on that bandwagon. Oh, you remember when Christine was saying that she wasn't wrong? Cody is a nasty man. Remember Mary and the way he drug her along? He did that. I was trying to tell him not to do it because I'm innocent, and what about me and my feelings and my kids and all that foolishness. And the same vitriol she has towards the other wives, she's going to have towards Cody before it's all over. Guaranteed. And then Cody's going to be sitting there with the whole, I can't believe she did that. Of course she did that. She's been setting it up for years for her to do that. Miss, I don't know what's going on. I had no idea. I'm so innocent. I'm like a babe in the woods. I have no idea what's going on, boss. All that craziness. Dude, she's been setting it up for years and she's going to flip on you. She's going to flip like a pancake. Because you ain't even going to know what... Cody's dumbass, he ain't even going to see it coming. That's the best part of the whole thing. oh, me and Robyn, we're going to be like this. We're going to be together. No matter what happens, me and Robyn going to be together. They're going to respect Robyn. Robyn has already started disrespecting you. Because again, the power couple, you guys together, you were together when she started coming up with her manipulation tactics. And speaking of which, how dumb are you? How dumb are you? You're going to say the quiet parts out loud? You're seriously going to say the quiet parts out loud? The quiet part is, I'm going to do this so that I can manipulate everybody around me to think something that is not true. And I'm going to fool them into thinking that I'm a certain way because I'm going to manipulate or control the situation so that I can control or at least manage people's expectations of me and their image of me. That's what she admitted to. Hello, am I wrong? Am I the crazy one? Am I out of order? Am I out of pocket? Am I the one that maybe should start looking at what I'm saying and thinking to myself, James, you wrong. You wrong for that one, James. You don't even know what you talking about, cuz. The truth of the matter is I know exactly what I'm talking about. And this kind of leads into the next part that I wanted to talk about with regard to her kids. Now, I've said before that I'm not going to roast her children because I don't feel good about it. Because these little girls are kind of lost in the sauce. They don't know what's going on, right? And I kind of suspect that they don't watch the show. And even if they did, like, let them get a couple glimpses of the show, maybe some clips here and there, or they just sat down with them and watched it, then they would just sit there and they would refill them with the the editing button is so crazy. It's so crazy the way they just edit everything together. It's just so crazy. You know that's not true. You know that's not true. And what I hate about that situation is I can totally see a scenario where Robyn is telling the kids, even though they saw something happen, she tells them that didn't happen. Then she goes about the business of telling them what they saw and how they should perceive it. And then lock it in as this is 100% true. And you know it's true. You know. Like we all know. We talked about it. You guys know. You guys were agreeing. You guys knew. You told me. Because you were agreeing with what I was saying. Like, in fact, you said it. Yeah, we said it. Yeah, we totally said that. You know what I mean? And I just feel bad about the situation to that regard. Now, with that being said, Robyn, don't pull your kids into your bullshit. Don't pull your kids into your bullshit. Even if everything that they said is true and accurate, and we'll get into it in a minute. Even if everything they said is true and accurate, everything is 100%. Why would you pull them into it? You know that people feel a certain kind of way about you. Right, wrong, indifferent. Maybe we all got it wrong. Maybe Robyn is like, she pooped daisies. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know. She might be crapping cotton candy. She's just at the fairs, I'm the cotton candy queen. Candy for everyone. Pooping cotton candy and pissing Skittles. And then Cody comes with his beer. Beer and Skittles. Maybe that's what's happening. But at the end of the day, you know that the fan base of this show, the people who watch this show, the people who consume this show don't like you. So why then would you roll your kids out there into the street for them to get run over by a bus that you driving down the road? Why would you do that to your kids? As a mom, and this is one of the things that, I said a lot of shit about Robyn and how she treats the other moms and how she treats the other kids. But the one thing I would have said prior to this season is that Robyn will look out for her own children. That she will kind of mama bear it, and if anything, she might be overprotective when it comes to her kids. She might, protect them from a lot of the world, keep them sheltered. They kind of give me that sheltered feeling. But I would never have suspected that she would roll her kids out into this audience and into this den of wolves for her own benefit. And to be honest with you, for me, that shows, not that it was something I could never see happening, but I wouldn't have guessed it right off the top. It wouldn't have been the first thing in my mind. But when I do see it, in all fairness, it gives me a certain feeling about her character. Because as a parent, even if I thought I was wrongly accused or people have misunderstood me, I would never roll my children out there to defend me, knowing full well that I'm pulling them into the line of fire. The people like me, might very well take aim at them. I won't do it. But I know for a fact that there are several YouTubers on here that will cut them to pieces. And I just don't get it. But let's take a look and see what Robyn's kids had to say.
I wanted to speak up on behalf of my mom and all the efforts that she's made. And, no matter what anyone believes or feels, the truth is that she's been one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cheerleader for the good, healthy relationships and correspondence between dad and the kids and dad and the other wives.
Now, how crazy is that? You guys have rolled this child out, and she is not camera ready. She's not camera ready. She looks horrified. I just want to talk about my mama. She's saying it in such a way like if somebody is holding you hostage, or somebody just blink, chicks, blink, start. Hit that Morse code. Help me! They got us. Do something. They don't look like they happy to be there. They don't look like they're like, look, let me tell you about my mom. This is what's going on. Blah blah blah. You guys have it completely misunderstood. You totally got it wrong. They sound like they're begging, and they're trying to convince you of something that they don't necessarily believe themselves. But even if they believed it themselves, let's think about what they said. And I say they because the other one was sitting there nodding their head. I'm not going to holler their name out, but you know who y'all. She's sitting there nodding her head like, yeah, mom, she did a great job, And they said that they were doing a great job, kind of like, my mom was like a champion of good communication between Cody and the wives, my dad and the wives, and the other moms and the brothers and sisters and the other kids. Or she was a champion of that good communication. That communication was horrible. Those relationships have been destroyed. If she championed those relationships, she failed. You know what I mean? This is the equivalent of saying that, I was on this lovely cruise liner. It was called the Titanic. And somewhere around mid-cruise, we all decided to take a nice brisk swim. Because apparently they ran out of ice chunks in the kitchen and cafeteria. So the captain, being the man that he is, decided to get some ice chunks. I believe his glass was empty. And then all of a sudden you start asking questions like, well, young lady, who was the captain of the Titanic? Oh, it was Captain Morgan. He was filling the magic goblet. And this is part of the problem that I have with them rolling them young ladies out, is at the end of the day, the story doesn't even make sense. And the editing people, to be honest with you, are not your friends, because they put the whole manipulation of the audience and the family members right in front of the little girl coming back and saying, yeah, this is exactly what's not going on. The thing you saw my mom doing just now is her being a good person, trying to make the relationships and the communications good. The lie that she was trying to tell the rest of the family, that's emblematic of the good communication skills that she's been using to keep the family together. It's a wonder that we all fell apart. Of course you did. Because you're not dealing with a bunch of idiots and Nimrods. That's why your relationship fell apart. To be honest with you, it's easier to deal with somebody who is honest about not liking you than it is to deal with somebody who pretends to like you and clearly they don't. If she was honest about it and said, look, I only want to have summer relationship with you. Some of the time we'll be over there. Some of the time you'll be over here. But most of the time we're going to be living separate and apart. That would be easier for a lot of the wives to understand and comprehend, as opposed to you sitting there crying on the couch talking about you want one big happy family. But then when it comes time for you to have that big happy family moment, you consistently tell them that you don't want nothing to do with them. Or because they decide, I don't want to go to no picnic. Why would I want to go to the picnic? There be ants, it's hot, there's wasps, it's mosquitoes. The food is never as good as it is in the backyard. Why would I want to go to a picnic in a park? Okay, fine, Robyn, you don't have to go. We just going to get together. Well, you guys can't get together because if you get together, it's like you're telling us that you don't want to be a part of us and you don't want us to come. Like you said you didn't want to go. You're invited to come. You can come if you want. No, I can't come if I want because you guys don't want me there. Like, we do want you to come. You're welcome to come. I don't want to go. Okay, then if you don't want to go, that's fine. But we're going to get... Well, if you guys get together without me, then you guys are telling me you don't want me part of the family. This is the problem and part of the cycle that these folks have been dealing with the whole Robyn brood and the whole Robyn clan. Is that she doesn't want to participate in anything that they have going on. She wants to live separate. She wants to live apart. And she only wants to have big family gatherings and family reunions when she wants to have them. But if she doesn't want to have them, she expects everybody else to pick their balls up and go home and stay separate. As long as she wants to be separate, she expects them to be separate. When she wants to participate around the holidays, birthdays, big celebrations like graduations, and she's ready to have the big family and the big numbers come over to the house, then it's okay for the family to get together. Then it's okay for Janelle and Christine and all their kids to come together as one happy family. But until she's ready to participate in that big event, she wants everybody to stay separate, even if they're getting together without her and it has nothing to do with you. This is what the two kids were talking about. Oh, I hear that the family don't want us around. No, it's not that they don't want you around. Garrison was sitting on the couch crying because he can't go over there and hang out with you guys and hang out with Dayton. This boy is crying. And Garrison don't strike me as the kind of dude, even though I've seen Garrison cry, I've seen Gabe cry, they don't strike me as the kind of kids that just be walking around crying at the drop of a hat. You know, they just don't strike me as those kind of kids. They are sensitive kids who have been moved by the fact that they can't have relationships with their siblings the way they want to because you guys keep getting in the way. Get the hell out of the way. If you want, sometimes the best way for you to facilitate this type of communication is for you to shut the heck up and let these people talk amongst themselves. Let kids be kids. They will work it out on their own. It's their relationship to maintain and maintenance. It's not the parents' relationships to make sure that these kids are getting along. That's what you do with little tiny kids. You know, they get in an argument, you make them shake hands, or as Janelle once famously said, you know, when Gabe and Garrison would have an argument, I would make them hold hands all day. That's what you can do with little kids. What you can't do is have a 20-something-year-old or almost 30-year-old man and a mid-20s young lady, and you tell them that they have to get along and they have to be friends because they have the option not to do that. They can opt out of that friendship. So in order for their relationship to work, they have to be willing to participate in it, they have to be willing to work on it, and they have to be willing to maintenance their relationships. Robyn doesn't allow that to happen, and that is why I think that Robyn is the person that she is, because everything in Robyn's world has to go through Robyn, and it has to be translated from Robyn's mouth, from Robyn's lips to their ears, and they can't question it, because if you question it, much like where Cody is, as far as you question what I have to say, I question your loyalty and therefore your love for me. With Robyn, it's similar. This is part of the reason why they get along as well as they do, but it's a little bit different. For her, everything has to be to her understanding and her viewpoint. If it's a divergent viewpoint or a different perspective, then she doesn't want to hear it. And if for some reason these people have totally isolated her and boxed her out, if you disagree with her, then all of a sudden you don't like her. And that's problematic. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.